Hello, my stamping friends. This is Renee Novak at blessedbycards.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States, and I'm here today to share with you another weekly Wednesday video. Today, we're going to create a cute Happy Valentine's Treat Box using the new Hugs for Love bundle. Now, this bundle is in the January mini catalog, and it has a bunch of hearts and some greetings, and it comes with this punch. This is the to the point label punch. So we're going to use those today. And let me just share with you the cute little box we're going to make. One is option for you to do it is with a red card box, and the other option will be with just a plain white box. So it'll kind of be your choice. So let's get started with all the supplies you're going to need. So you're going to need a bone folder for sure, your scoring tool. You'll need some real red cardstock, some real red ink, some ribbon, and all the supplies and all the measurements will be available on my blog at blessedbycards.com. So you don't have to write them down. You can just hop on over there with a free project sheet download. So I've gone ahead and stamped because I thought it will take so much time, and I pre-cut my box so that you could see what it looks like, but I am going to show you how to do that on this one. I just won't do the whole thing so that we can save a little time on the video. Okay, so you're going to want to start with a 6.5 by 5 inch piece of cardstock. So if you're starting with white and you're going to stamp, then that's great. If you want the plain red one, just start with a red 6.5 by 5. And so then you're going to do some scoring. So on the 6.5 inch side, you want to score at 1/2. And so you can see that little score line. You probably see it better over here. 1/2, 2.5, 3.5, and 5.5. And then you're going to rotate it into portrait position with the 5 inch on the top, and you're going to score at 1 and at 4. And that'll give you those score lines. So then you're going to want to take your paper snips and make your box. And it's very simple. So where you have the really skinny portion, you want to just kind of cut to an angle to that first score line on both sides. And then you're going to totally remove that little tiny strip. And this is going to give you your box closure. Okay, so you're just going to totally remove that. So then that's this piece right here. And so then on this next one, what you're going to want to do is on all of these little squares, you're going to cut straight up to the score line for each of those squares, all the way around. And you'll do it to the other side too. And then for the actual squares, you want to miter just a little bit so that it tucks into your box. So you're going to want to do that on all of the ends. So you cut up straight on the big ones and miter the little babies. Okay, so that is how you do that. And when you get done with that, you're going to have a piece that looks like this. These are all, the little babies are all mitered on both sides. And so then you're going to want to take your bone folder and you want to burnish all of them. Now you can score and then burnish if you want. That's certainly an option. I just prefer, I think I get a cleaner cut when I do the scoring secondly. It takes a little bit more time, but I do think that my box is a little bit more square and my cuts are nicer. So totally your choice, but what you do want to do is make sure that you do fold and burnish on all of those score lines. Okay, and then this one here, and then your baby flap. Okay, now you're going to want to grab your liquid glue, and what you want to do is put liquid glue, or you can use tear and tape if you want, or you can use the Stampin' Seal Plus, something really strong that's going to keep your box together. And you want to put glue on that flap. And then as soon as you get whatever your adhesive of choice is, you then just fold this over to meet it and that will secure your box. Okay, and that's going to be the side of your box. Okay, and so where that piece meets will be your back of your box. So this will be the back, because our little strip goes right there. And so you just want to fold your flaps in to make sure that you're going to the back. And then you're going to put glue right on the bottom of here. And you want to square that up. And you can set it down on your table, and you can either use your bone folder, or you can use the glue, whatever works best for you. You can do that. And then what you're going to want to do is your belly band. Okay. So for the white box that I have, I did a 1-inch belly band, and I think I like it a little bit wider. So this one I cut at 1.5 by 6, and I didn't pre-score this one. So what I did was I just wanted to come in and kind of fold it around. So I started at the back, and then I just kind of walked it around. And it's a little tricky because your box is kind of flimsy, so you kind of have to just hold it and then do that first kind of fold. And once you get that little mark on there, then you can really burnish it. And then you want to do the same thing with that side. Just kind of fold it around so that it's making a little mark. And then your last little piece will be this piece that tucks over. Okay? And you're going to tuck that inside. So let's go ahead then, now that we have a little markings, let's go ahead and kind of fold on those. When I score ahead of time on the belly bands, they just don't seem to work. I'm sure the paper has some give on your box, and so for me it's just better if you kind of walk it around your box. Now you can adhere the entire belly band if you want, but what I did was I just really adhered that flap that came down. All right, so once you get it up like that, if you see the little flap there, that's where I put my glue. And so I didn't really glue my belly band. You can, but I'm going to add ribbon to the side to tie the box shut. And so I kind of wanted a place to be able to put that ribbon up. Okay, so that's your little belly band. And then of course you're going to put your candy inside here. And then for our little tag, I stamped the greeting. I stamped from that set one of the stamps with the little border around it. And then I stamped the Happy Valentine's Day in there. And then I'm going to take that punch, that new punch that coordinates, and you're just going to bring that in here, and you're going to line up your stamped image. And it's pretty easy to line up, and then you're just going to pop that straight out, and that's your greeting. And then on that greeting, I took the little baby hearts that are in that set, and I added some baby hearts to the top and some baby hearts to the bottom. And that's what I did for that greeting. So, and then what you want to do is take a piece of scrap red cardstock, and I just punched another one of these out, and I cut it in half, not on the fancy part. Okay, and then what I did was I wanted to add just a tiny bit of a border, and so I put some glue right on here. And then I just kind of lined it up where I wanted it to be and glued it down. And that just gives you a little border to that punch. And I did the same thing on the other side. I just put a little bit of glue on the white, and then I lined that up on my red. Okay, and then you can use the glue. You can use the some Stampin' Dimensionals to put that on if you want. It's kind of your preference. And then I did tie a ribbon. Now I slid my ribbon up underneath the belly band. You can adhere it down if you want, but I just kind of slid it up like that on this side, and then I slid it up on this side. And you can certainly, and I bring it up and I tied a bow on top, but you could certainly thread it up in the middle if you wanted it to be in the middle. So you would just lift up that belly band a little bit and slide that ribbon up there, fold it around, do the same thing. Okay. Before I tied, I got glue on my fingers and it's sticking to my ribbon. Okay, so before I tied my bow, I made sure that these were kind of even. And then all you want to do is just tie your bow. So I just kind of squared it off like this, and then just tied a pretty simple bow. And you want to make sure you put your candy inside first before you tie your bow, but I won't tie it really tight so that I'll be able to get it open. But then you have a sweet little bow that's on top. And then, like I said, then you can add your little ribbon. So it just depends on if you want that going up the middle or if you want it going up the side. I had it going up the side on this one because I didn't put it on the outside, but on this box it shows more, so I think I would put the ribbon on the front. Okay, so there you have it. That is how simple these Valentine's treat boxes come together. You can certainly mix it up a little bit. If you want the white box, plain white, then I did, this was a 2.5 by 6.5 inch strip, and then I stamped on the white strip, which was 2 by 6.5, and kind of wrapped it around for that look. So that gives you the white box and the fancy belly band, and then you would just do your greetings and then add your ribbon. And again, this one is a skinnier belly band with the white box, and this is the one we did today with a little bit bigger belly band and the white box. Or you could do the red box and do this belly band, which measures 2 3/4 by 6.5. So that's all I have for my Make It Wednesday video. I will have all the measurements and all the supplies that I used today on my blog. So hop on over there and you can download that free project sheet. Since there's a lot of measurements for this one, I will go ahead and make a PDF as opposed to just sticking the measurements on my blog. So again, thanks for watching. Please join me next week for another weekly Wednesday video. And until then, be blessed.